Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture for the full stack web development course. So I couldn't conclude the last video because I got a technical issue. So I will start where we have left. So we are in the delete function controller and we have done the query to delete the answer from the database questions using update one method. So after this we just send a res dot status of code 200, which means okay, sorry, and then we will send a JSON of message, sorry, like a message of successfully deleted, like so. So here's a e left and we'll give a three dot. So now the backend part is now has been over. We will just close everything in the backend and we will collapse this and we will open the client. In there we will go to the source and we will go to the pages. We will go to the questions and display questions. Sorry, display answers. So in here we will just have to do this delete functionality. So we will copy the same thing from the delete question details page because we have to handle the same conditions in there also because since we have to delete, we have to check the user ID matches the question ID, like so. We have to do the same thing in the display answer also. We have to change this to here. We have to first, so we just do shift tab. So now it's like we have to check the user ID matches exactly the question. We don't have to see the question ID. Instead we have to check for the answer ID. So we are passing the answer in here. So we will check the answer user equals to this uh, which equals to this user uh, to the logged in user. That's what we are just going to do, and we are also going to handle delete function also. So in here what we gonna do, we're just going to use the user in here, but the user is gonna be from, we will copy this same line. So we have used we are just selecting the user from the state as using use selector hook. We will just use this and we will just import this use selector from React Redux. So import, sorry, use selector from React dash Redux, and so now this use selector has been used and we have get the user details, and in here we're just checking the logged in user which equals to this user ID, answers user ID. And now we have to deal with this delete function. Instead of deleting it directly, I'm just going to have a callback function in here because we have to pass some parameters because we have used many parameters in the backend also. So this is going to be an array, sorry, this is going to be an arrow function with function delete handle delete in here, which is going to be equals to ans dot underscore id. We will get the answer id comma question dot number of answers. So what are the parameters we are using? The answer id, which is nothing but the id of the specific answer, which is nothing but this id of the specific answer. So this is the id which we are going to use, and the total number of questions we are going to use to decrease this by 1, so that the number of questions will be decreased after deleting a particular question. and in here just going to say const handle delete, which is going to be an arrow function with the parameters like id comma, which is going to be, and we'll just name this as answer id comma number of answers, and this is going to be an arrow function. In here we will dispatch a specific action, which is nothing but delete answer. So far we didn't write a function like delete answer in the front end to send a request, and the parameters we're just going to provide is nothing but id comma answer id comma number of answers minus 1. So what I have done here, I have passed the id, which is nothing but the id of the question. We have to get the id of the question in here. To get that, we will ask like in the questions we will just get it from the use params. So in here also I can use the same keyword. I'm just getting the id from the use params. Use params is nothing but using the parameters which is in the url. So if you can see, this is the id which is going to be retrieved from the url. So we will get that from use params. First we will import that use params from react router DOM. So we have imported that use params also, so which gives the questions id, and we got the answer id too, and we do have the number of answers, and we are just going to decrement it by 1, and we're gonna just update it in the database. So we have to write the delete function, sorry, delete answer in the actions in here. So before doing that, we will declare this dispatch first. In here const dispatch equals use dispatch, and this use dispatch is gonna be from React Redux. So here we will just say use dispatch, and that's it. Now we have to import this function first in order to use it. So we'll just import delete answer from actions slash question. So now in the question we have to write a function like delete answer, which has not yet been written. So we will go here, we have to write delete answer. So let me just move this delete question from here to here, because by doing that, what we can do, we can just separate the answer functions here and the question functions above, because these action ask question, fetch all question, delete question is all related to question, and below we can just have the answer functions like export const, sorry, I have pasted the wrong thing here. I have to do delete answer function, which is going to be, which is going to contain, which is going to contain which is going to get the parameters like id comma answer id comma number of answers, which is going to be equals to async of dispatch, because we are dealing with the Redux thumb, we have to use this crazy syntax. And in here I'm just going to use a try catch block, and in the try block we're just going to have const data, which is going to be from the backend, and we'll just say await API dot delete answer. So we have to write this delete answer, which is going to be inside this API in here. So, and we will pass these things as parameters to this delete answer. So first we will write this delete answer. So to write that, we will go to this index. In here, we will go down. We will just say export const delete answer, which is going to be equals to id comma answer id comma number of answers. This is going to be an error function with api dot, which gives the url api dot patch, because we have used the patch request in the backend, and the urls could be like answer slash, so I have left a slash here, answer slash delete. So I believe we have used this URL in the backend. So we will check once we have used the same URL, and we will give these things as a parameter, sorry, as body to this request. So now let me just check. We have we are using the correct URL in the front end. We will go here. We will go to the routes. In here we got the answers. So delete slash id, I have to provide this id as a parameter, so I have left that now. So we will go here. In here we will just say slash dollar, and inside that we just going to use set brackets. In that we will be using the id. So this could be like backticks, so that we can format this id. So we will remove the id in here, because we will just pass the answer id and the number of answers, and we will give the question id in the url itself. So this is how we can write the url in the index file. Now we have written this api, and now what we gonna do, we just get the data from the backend. Now we're just going to dispatch this fetch all questions function, because after deleting answer it has to be disappear. So we will write the entire fetch all questions action again, so it will rerun and it will re-get all the records from the database for us. And in here we will just say console.log. If there is any error, just say error, like so. So now I think we have done everything in the front end, sorry, in the front end as well as in the back end. So now we will just try to do that. So now let me just post a new answer. So you can see it has the delete functionality in here. So let me just click delete. So far nothing has happened, because so let me just see the process is running. So it is running. So we will just see is the data has been, we will just see is there any inspect error in the inspect element. We will go to the console log. So it shows like development server has disconnected, so we have to refresh. So before doing that, we just remove this console log. For experimenting purpose we have done that, we will just remove that. So now, so far no issues. We'll close this. We will go here. We will post a new answer by ourselves. It doesn't shows the user ID as of now. This may be because we will go to the backend. So this has the same issues with the backend also, because there is no user ID in the database as of now. So we have to write a new function. These functions are, sorry, these questions are as before we fix that issues, fix that bug. After we fixed that bug, the user ID has to be correctly uploaded in the database. So if we now ask a new question with a random value, like this is a question with, sorry, with user ID, will do the same thing in the body also, and in the tags we will just say ID. We'll just review our question. So here is a new question. So if we go to the MongoDB and refresh, we will go to the last record. So here is the new record which we have posted, and here is the user ID. But we need to get the user ID in the answers array. So we will go here, and what we can do, we can just post for a new question, and we will post our question, sorry, post a new answer. So here is the answer, but where is my delete key? It is not here because I think nothing has happened in the database. I think so. So we will refresh. We will go to that specific record. Here is the answer. Here is the new object. It doesn't have a user ID. You can see that it doesn't have a user ID. There is no key called user ID in here. So we have to fix this issue now. So what we can do, we will go to the backend first. So there is no error in the front end. These bugs are done while we are in the controllers. We will go to the answers. While we are posting an answer, it's like we are giving this user ID in here. So but we are also retrieving that user ID from the repository body. But are we sending this user ID while we are posting a new answer? So we will see that. We will go to the front end, we will go to the src, and we will go to the index file. We will see. So here is the posting a new answer, and here is no answer user ID. You can see here is no parameter called user ID, and here also, but we have to provide the user ID. So this is the bug which we have already done while deleting our delete question for, because here we didn't provide the ID which has to be deleted, but here also we didn't provide the user ID, so we have to provide that. So we will go to the actions question. In here, where is the posting an answer? Here's the posted answer. Here's user answer, and we are also going to get user ID, and this ID is also gonna be in here, and this ID is also be gonna inside in here also, and we also gonna pass it. Sorry, we don't want to pass it in the method. Sorry, delete answer method. We have to pass it in the post answer method. So we will post in the user ID. So where I'm using this post answer, in the pages inside questions, question details page. So here is the handle post answer in here. So in here I'm just passing the user ID. So now I have passed this user ID to this post answer. So I'm just going to use that post answer in here. Sorry. So I have destructured that post answer. ID also I have destructured, and I have also passed that ID to this post answer API, and in the post answer API I have also passed the user ID as well. So here I didn't pass it. So you have to be very clear and clever by to not get an issue or a bug in your code. So here I got a new code bug, so I have to fix that. So I have to pass the user ID on both sides. So now if we go to the home, if we, I think we have to post a new answer. So I think this answer is already posted. We don't have a user ID for this answer, but this answer gonna have an user ID. So let me just post. So here we go, guys. Now you can see here's the delete functionality for us. So if we go to the database and if we just refresh, if we go down in here, we got the answer array. In there we'll be having an object. So this is the first object, which is the first question, sorry, first answer, which doesn't have a user ID. But the second object is nothing but, sorry, the second object is gonna be have the user ID. You can see here is our user ID. So now I can delete this answer, I think so. As soon as I click this delete, now our answer went off. So this is how we can delete our answer. So we can post a new answer as well as we can delete it. It's as simple as it is. So guys, in this video we have covered how to delete a question and how to delete a specific answer. So in this next lecture we will see how to upvote and downvote a specific question. So that's all guys for this video. Thank you.